So today I'm excited to share with you some really great tips and techniques on how to work with our multifunctional brushes. And our brushes are awesome. They are professional level brushes. They also have long handles, which is great for application and for applying. And just great quality brushes that do so many things. So today I'm going to share with you some of those great tips and show you a look on me using all of our brushes. So our first brush that I want to introduce to you is the Deluxe blending brush. And the Deluxe blending brush is a great brush because it is fluffy but still firm. It also gives a nice wash of color, so it's ideal to use for neutral shades like Antique Lace that I'm going to use, and also to conceal around the eye area with our BB cream. So our first step is Antique Lace. I'm going to basically use the side of the bristles of the brush into the pot. And I'm going to now sweep underneath my brow bone. And again, I'm using the entire side of the brush to apply. And this is a great kind of base shade. And it just gives this nice clean, even tone to my eye area. It just brightens up my eyes. If you want to use our BB cream, you can use it underneath the eye area. You're basically just using the side of the brush and working this underneath the eye area to conceal. And I'm using the color Light. I typically wear medium BB cream, but to lighten and brighten my under eye area, I like to use a light BB cream with the Deluxe blending brush. I'm using Antique Lace with the Deluxe blending brush again, and I'm just going to sweep this on the bridge of my nose. So this is a great way to just kind of accentuate certain areas of your face that you want to be a little bit more highlighted. Again, cheekbone, underneath the eye area, over the BB cream. So our next step is to focus on the crease line. So I'm using the Contour Crease brush. I personally designed this brush to be a little bit more narrow, but still fluffy, and to fit into a larger crease line as well as a smaller crease line. So I'm using the Amorous eyeshadow. This is more of a cool pink shadow with a slight shimmer to it. So using the very tip of the brush, and I'm working this right into my natural crease, starting at the outer corner, so you can already see that the brush fits directly into my crease line, which is a bit smaller, and kind of working that inwards. So the next brush we're going to use is the angled shadow brush. This brush is great because it has a slight angle to it, so you could see that that angle area you want to press into the eyeshadow shade that you want to apply. For example, I have Splendor here. And Splendor, I'm applying directly onto the eyelid. So again, using that entire angled surface and pressing directly onto the eyelid. The tip of this brush here is another way you use this brush. So this is great to have more detailed, a more detailed, precise, defined look to your crease line. So I'm using Purple Galaxy. This is a really rich, deep eggplant shade, highly pigmented, so I'm just going to lightly use the tip of that angled shadow brush right into the color, small tiny amount, and so you can see I have a very small teeny tiny amount right on that tip. And now I'm going to work this into the corner of my natural crease line. So you can see that this brush is so compact and detailed here that it gives me a little bit more control when I apply it into my natural crease. So again, this brush is great. It's really ideal for Asian eyes or eyes that might be a little bit more hooded, or eyes that do not really have a strong crease. This brush is ideal because it will really create that depth. Or if you have a larger crease line, this brush is ideal too because it can create that nice crisp crease. So my next step is to use Slender Eye Shadow again using the Deluxe stamp brush. And this brush is so ideal to apply more heavier pigment of color on the lid, as well as lining the top and the lower lash line. So our first step is to go back to Slender Eye Shadow and cover the entire surface of one side of the brush. And I'm going to go directly on top of my eyelid here. And I'm stamping on the color using the entire side of the brush. Any of our eyeshadows from the collection can be used wet or dry. So I've already dampened my Deluxe stamp brush. So go right into the color here a very small amount of water. Make sure it's not too watery in the pot. It's just a small amount of water. And I'm gonna now paint it directly on top of what I just applied to create more of an opaque, stronger effect to Slender Eye Shadow. So the Deluxe stamp brush is also designed to give you the best smoky, sultry eyeliner effect in just a couple seconds. So again, what you want to do is go back to your brush, go into Purple Galaxy or any deeper shade that you may have, and press the entire top edge of the bristles into Purple Galaxy and slightly on the side tip. Now, you're going to then use the brush on its side and stamp directly on the lower lash line. So this gives a gorgeous smoky liner effect without even doing much. Another way to use the Deluxe stamp brush is to go back into the Purple Galaxy and to just apply the color right on the top edge again and work that on the top liner, on the top lash line, and stamp along the top lash line. And what I love about this brush is that you don't have to be accurate. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it gives you that kind of sultry, smudgy, smoky liner effect, either by applying it on the top edge or the side, just like that on the lower lash line. Okay, so our next brush is the Perfect Liner brush. This has a slight angle to it, very firm brush designed for eyelining and also designed to define your eyebrows. So the first step with this brush is to go ahead and go back to the Purple Galaxy. This is our liner color as well. So using the Perfect Liner brush, pressing the entire angle of that brush into the color. So just press, make sure you don't really rub the brush into the color or else that's way too much product. Just press, and then go ahead and use this directly on the top lash line. So best way is to just tilt your head back and work that right onto your lash line. And this is going to create more of a fuller lash base. I personally have very sparse lashes, so this is something I need to do every day to make sure that my lash base looks full. It's also great for just traditional liner and to give you that wing tip right at the edge. So again, that angle of that brush can give you that wing tip instantly. And you can also do more of a tight liner effect with this brush just by, again, pressing directly on the lash base. You can also, if you're a little bit more advanced, I would recommend just to lift and go underneath the lash base here, just right on the waterline, very gently. Make sure you don't press too hard, just to fill in the lash base a little bit more. I'm gonna use Namu in my eyebrows, and Namu is more of a taupey brown with a slight sheen to it. So pressing that angle directly into the color, but make sure you remove the Purple Galaxy because you don't want that on your eyebrows. So press right into the color, and I already have color in my brows already that I applied ahead of time, but I'm just gonna show you quickly that I'm layering right at the arch. It gives a nice precise tail to my eyebrows and working that towards the beginning of my eyebrows. So the last step is using the bullet crease brush. This brush, as you can see, it looks like a bullet, has a slight tip at the very top, and it's great to use with any deeper shade or to smoke out any eyeliner that you want to be a little bit less precise. So for example, I just used Purple Galaxy. I'm gonna just go over that with a clean brush with the bullet crease and go over what I just applied to smoke out the liner. So this is a great kind of way to diffuse any harsh lines that you want to kind of make a little bit more softer, I would say. A great way to use a bullet crease is to go back into your dark shade, the Purple Galaxy, and again, small amount, and great way to detail the crease line again. So this gives you a little bit more precision, and I'm also going underneath to just soften up the line just a bit. Hope you guys have learned some great tips and techniques on how to work with our multifunctional brushes. Experiment, have fun with it, and see what kind of artistry you guys can do. Thanks.